Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to VRS. Welcome to the next generation of VRS connectivity. That says a whole lot just to say we've taken something you already know, we've enhanced on it to make your life easier. Now before we get to what you already know, I do want to bring this up first. This system will work with off-the-shelf, already existing NRG QRs. We didn't change that fact, and we wanted to allow you the versatility. If you already have these and you're using them, you do not have to reinvent the wheel. All you simply do is, like you normally would, you attach them to the VRS DirectForce Pro 15 or the Universal DirectForce Pro 20 QR adapter. Either one will work. Typically, any that have a 6/4 bolt pattern will work just fine, connect mechanically. They will not get the advantage of connecting both power and data. You'll still have to plug your wheel into your PC, but again, that allows you to continue to use what you already have as maybe you start adjusting and moving forward to this new QR. So I did want to mention that first. Now, on to the new QR. Now the QR Connect wheel adapter works perfectly fine. This uses an already existing 50mm NRG style QR with a 6/4 pattern. On the back, it's got the adapter. The adapter is 30mm in length. It also flares out to form a 6x70mm bolt pattern. Now, before we get to what's on there, you can decouple these and use just a QR alone. This is a 50mm bolt pattern, but again, you will have to make sure you figure out how to use the wires accordingly if you want to run power and data. And we'll talk more about that in just a second. This does flare out, and that 6x70mm bolt pattern allows you to use both threaded and non-threaded holes using a 5mm screw. The screws will be provided for both front mounting and mounting the wheel from the back. With that being said, it will also include a few nuts that you will be able to drop into these here for those of you who need all 6 and maybe you want to screw it in this way, and we'll get to those demonstrations here shortly. In addition, you will get 2 wires included in addition to the screws. Both of these are going to be used depending on what your wheel you're using. This, my good sir, is for anybody who's using any of the current VRS wheels, both the Pro or the Lite. You will simply plug this connection into the QR, connect this to the wheel, and then you're done. This connection will be for just about every user. You'll plug the Molex again into the QR. Then you have your USB female connection, of which you will plug your wheel directly into. So now that we've gone over that, let's get these connected to some wheels and show you how it works. All right, so now let's start connecting wheels. What we're first going to do is connect this to the Formula Pro wheel that you see before you. This is the Molex connection. Make sure to follow the directions, because in the directions is going to make sure you follow the orientation of how this gets inserted. There are some notches on here you're going to have to make sure you account for, so make sure you connect it accordingly. So we're going to go ahead and get this connected. You'll feel it snap into place. And then you're good to go. Next, there's a groove here where you will sit the cable. Insert it there. Now, this will not sit flush. That is by design. The reason so is when you attach your wheel, they will squish together. The pressure that is placed on this will force this to go flat. However, that pressure will keep the wire from being yanked out in the midst of driving. So as you're exerting up to 20 Newton meters of force, we want to make sure that this stays in place and you don't damage the PCB or the wire accordingly. So let's attach the wheel. All right, so now we've connected the QR. As you can see, we've connected the 3 screws through the front. We've connected it directly to the QR in the threaded holes, and we've plugged in the now USB connection. Now this will transfer both power and data. All right, so for this scenario, we've got a wheel with a USB connection. Now we're going to connect it to the new QR Connect adapter. We're going to get that female connection to Molex. We're going to make sure we line up the orientation here correctly. We're simply going to pop it on in, and we're good to go. Let's get it connected to the wheel and show you what it looks like. All right, so now we've connected the QR to a wheel that has a traditional USB outlet. All we're going to do now is wrap this cord around the QR. Now I would say with this particular wire, it's going to take 3 revolutions to get it nice and tight. We're going to sit the wheel down. We're going to look for that connection, make sure we line it up properly, and we're going to connect it. Now this wheel is capable of running both power and data. Hey guys, so in this next scenario, many of you may be in the same situation. You have your wheel connected, but this time you have it connected to a spacer. And now you have to make sure that you can attach the new QR Connect adapter directly to the spacer. Because we have both threaded and non-threaded holes on the QR Connect adapter, you can connect this to your 50 mil, 20 mil, 30 mil spacer just as easy, because you can screw in from the other side through the non-threaded hole. Alright guys, so as you can see, we've got the QR attached. It is attached to the hub spacer. We've used the non-threaded holes with the provided countersunk screws, and we've attached it. Pretty simple, pretty easy. The wire that connects to the wheel is plenty long enough to have the clearance. Additionally, as you can see, it lays flat and flush, and this will pinch and there'll be no movement in the wire. This application, again, will work just the same. This time I'm just using a round rim and the QR. Because I'm not transferring any power or data, there's really no reason to have a connection to transfer either. However, if you are using a round rim with, say, a button box or something on the front, you can use, again, the USB connection that you see here and connect this directly to the QR Connect adapter and then run power and data. But for this application, we're not going to be using so let's get it connected. Alright guys, so as you can see here in our last application, this is a round rim. Now these screws did come with my rim in particular. Now each round rim will be different. Some will have covers, some will have something to cover this, some may have button boxes that again, you can use a USB connection. But this one does not. But because the QR has both threaded and non-threaded holes, it allows me to connect all 6. What I simply have to do is make sure that I use the provided nut that comes with the QR so I can bolt all 6 in. Obviously, you can bolt just the 3 through the threaded holes, but let's be honest, if you're using a round rim, you kind of want that even look and all the holes filled. So this QR allows you to do just that. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you found this information very useful and very helpful and practical for you. As we stated in this video, the QR Connect adapter will work in a plethora of situations and a plethora of scenarios. Some of them will transfer both data and power, some will not. Again, that is up to the wheel that you decide to use. However, we do believe at VRS that this selection of gear is going to be beneficial to you, and we do think it makes your life much more simple, much easier, and allows you to get up in racing simply faster. So, with that being said, thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video. Reach out to us at VRS if you have any questions, and we will talk to you later. Peace.